3 minutes after 8 o'clock. And tomorrow is the day. According to Vibes Cartel, every day is Christmas. But let's deal with today, people.
Yep.
Welcome to Island Tea.
Hey, good morning to everybody. A blessed day. Today is November 30th.
Last day.
Last day of November. Make it great, guys. Do what you can. And so, as you know, tomorrow is the 1st of December. It's going to be a really busy month for some persons, you know, or most of us. Yeah, it's going to be a really, really, really busy month.
It's a busy month, but don't make the month too busy with your monies.
Mm.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
So good morning to the Federation
Spend
of
wisely.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And remember to pay your social if you're independent contractor or you are an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, remember to pay your bills. You don't
Oh,
want
boy.
that you're spending all of this money and you're not making your monthly obligations.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
They spill over.
So none of that. What some of those Trini artists say. When Carnival rolls around, some of the bills will have to wait. No, none of that. No? Okay.
Well, if they have to wait, you have to pay more at the end of the time.
Yeah, but they like to say January is the brokest month, and you don't want to be in the brokest month with a barrage of bills and a lot of stress, because that's all that unpaid bills bring, stress.
Exactly. So make sure this is the month. A lot of things are going to happen. There are going to be a lot of deals, a lot of excitement, you know. Persons are going to be coming, you know, with, you know, for sponsorship, stuff like that. You have to be careful as to what you're doing in terms of your monies. Please budget. If not any month, this month is necessary for you to budget, because there are going to be so many competing activities, so many things that you'd like to be a part of, and you don't want at the end of the day that you spend your money and then you don't have anything left back, and you face January as a very tough month. And so you want to make sure that you spend wisely, budget. It's important. Put those things that are important first, and when you've done clear those things, those obligations, then whatever is left you could use.
And whatever you do, make sure the liquor cabinet looks good.
Oh boy, oh boy. Jamster, there was a video going around last night where people thought government headquarters was on fire.
Development Bank.
Development Bank. Oh, it was just going across. But apparently it wasn't. Apparently they were just doing some roof repairs.
Yes, guys. So no alarm.
Yes.
Just repairs apparently. And so those persons who would have seen the video, as Kortensia indicated, circulated, were wondering whether or not there was a fire. No, there was no fire.
No fire. They were just fixing the roof.
Yes.
And that is all.
Or rather, no smartness.
And the fire truck was just on. The fire truck was just there because of what they were doing to the roof, just in case. So no fire at all. Well, tomorrow's the day, and tomorrow I won't be here, but oh boy, Friday, the ICJ is going to hand down the ruling. But as I would have mentioned to you yesterday, I saw the U.S. Air Force. They arrived in Ghana the day before.
And you know the ruling
really?
is December 1st for the ICJ as it relates to the Guyana-Venezuela dispute. And you know the referendum. So the ruling comes down days before the referendum taking place in Venezuela. And the way in which Venezuela has poised those 5 questions already, I have said that they have crafted those questions in a way that would encourage whoever is taking those, whoever going to go before the referendum, their mind is already projected in a certain direction towards Venezuela. So the questions, to me, in my perspective, weren't framed in an open.
Can you read them?
I don't have them on me right now. We could perhaps look at them. I did read them before. But I don't have them on me. But the way in which they were crafted,
let the public hear them.
Yeah, the way they were crafted, it was really in a way to really, you know, what Venezuela's objective is, and whoever reads those questions would know also. So we look for those questions. I had them, I read them before, but we could read them again.
Yep, definitely can.
So while you read the article, I'll look for the questions.
Alrighty, so the U.S. Army and the Guyana Defense Force conduct training exercise. The leadership from the United States Army, First Security Force Assistance Brigade, and the Guyana Defense Force met over the past 2 days as part of the United States and Guyana's strong military-to-military partnership. The U.S. and Guyana Defense Forces discussed upcoming engagements to include strategic planning sessions and processes to enhance both countries' military's readiness and capabilities to respond to security threats. The SFAB is a specialized unit of the U.S. Army established to advise and assist partner nations. Since 2022, the SFAB has conducted several joint training exercises with the GDF, that's the Guyana Defense Force, to strengthen their capacity and capability at the tactical and operational levels. The SFAB advisors state, and quote, "We are thankful for the opportunity to train with the Guyana Defense Force as our partners and friends. We look forward to deepening the partnership in the weeks and months to come." End quote. The GDF staff officer or 1 General 3 Operation and Training, Lieutenant Colonel Andy Pompey said, and quote, "The last iteration of the U.S. military training here in Guyana has been of tremendous benefit to the Medical Corps and the 4 Engineers Battalion. The transfer of knowledge and expertise from our U.S. counterparts under the auspices of the SFAB has equipped our members with invaluable skills that are directly applicable to the dynamic nature of our modern security environment. As we witness the positive outcomes of this training, we are confident that the benefits will be enduring, impacting not only our forces' operational capabilities, but also the professional growth of individual members. The SFAB program, with its focus on enhancing the capabilities of partner forces, is a testament to the collaborative efforts between our nations. We look forward to seeing the continued positive impact of the U.S. SFAB training on our force, end quote. The U.S. and Guyana enjoy a long-standing security partnership marked by strong collaboration between SOUTHCOM and the GDF that is focused on disaster preparedness, humanitarian assistance, maritime security, human rights, professional development, defense and public security missions, and countering transnational crime.
Mm-hmm. So you definitely see there that the United States is doing some military assistance and training with Guyana.
Sounds like Maduro doesn't want that smoke.
And we also see that French Guyana was on board before the U.S. came. So let them come. But the Essequibans are still uneasy because you never know. These people could sneak over in the dead of the night. This is crazy. I just hope, listen, I think people are concerned, but I don't know if are they concerned enough? I don't know. But I just won't let my guard down. I won't sleep, especially on that particular night.
And as you said, the Venezuela and the Guyana dispute, it's coming closer and closer. I want persons to know the judgment again for the ICJ the ICJ is going to put down a provisional judgment tomorrow, 2 days before the referendum. I have the questions for the referendum, but while that is happening, there's an article that says that Venezuela's planned referendum leaves Guyana residents on edge. So it says that congregants of an Anglican church in a sparsely populated rainforest village in Guyana gathered recently to bid on a bounty of bananas, squash, and other produce during a community event. They sang hymns and rang a bell after each successful bid. They offered grateful devotions typical of a harvest festival, but also asked for peace for their community amid what they see happening as an existential threat. The village, Sorama, is part of Guyana's Essequibo region, a region larger than Greece and rich in oil and minerals that Venezuela claims as its own and whose future it intends to decide Sunday with a referendum. The practical and legal implications of the vote, which among other things calls for the turning of Essequibo into a Venezuelan state, remain unclear, but the referendum has left area residents on edge. This is a quote. "We are praying, we are hoping, we are having faith that nothing negative will come." That is a quote from Lorene Alicock, who led the congregation during the Harvest Festival. And another quote is that we want to continue living a peaceful life in this beautiful land of ours. And it says here, Venezuela's president, Maduro, has thrown the full weight of his government into effect, using patriotic rhetoric to try to summon voters to the poll to answer 5 questions over the territory, including whether the current and future residents should be granted Venezuelan citizenship. Guyana sees the referendum as a cause of annexation and asked the International Court of Justice last month to halt parts of the vote. The court has not issued a decision, but even if it rules against Venezuela, Maduro's government intends to hold the election Sunday. The 61,600 square mile area accounts for 2/3 of Guyana. Yet, Venezuela has always considered Essequibo as its own because the region was within its boundaries during the Spanish colonial period, and it has long disputed the border decided by the international arbitrators in 1899, when Guyana was still a British colony.
Okay, let's take a look at these questions now. Talk about some at gunpoint sounding questions, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
You have the first one. Read the first one.
Read the first one. I mean,
Yes,
if
go
you
ahead.
said no to that, I mean, come on.
But read what the question is,
Yeah, I'm
Johnson.
gonna read it. No, this is crazy. Yeah, these strongman types, huh? Maduro. Do you agree to reject by all means, in accordance with the law, the line fraudulently interposed by the 1899 Paris Arbitration Award, which seeks to deprive us of our Guyana Essequiba?
So you see the way in which that first
Exactly.
question is
That
is
sounds like some gulag. That
position.
sounds like some gulag type
You already
question
have
that you'd get asked if you got disappeared for a few months and they wanted you to confess to something that you maybe did or didn't do.
So the way in which the questions are posed already, you know what Venezuela's position is. So you don't even have to go further.
It sounds like Mortal Kombat fight.
That's gonna be like 98% in favor of taking Essequiba.
Look at the first question. They said,
Essequibo.
do you reject by all means in accordance with the law, the line fraudulently imposed? So they already.
Yeah, exactly.
But how has it
It's a
been
leading-
fraudulently imposed
it's a
since
leading-
1899?
It's a leading and
Yes.
a very unbiased
very
line of
biased.
question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
very biased
So
line
they
of questioning.
already term it as
Yeah,
being
fraudulent.
fraudulent.
That
So
shouldn't
in your
mean-
mind, you're already
Exactly.
thinking that way.
Exactly.
It's nonsense.
Read the
you
second
know.
one, Jamster, because
Jams are making them sound nice.
Do you support the 1966 Geneva Agreement as the only valid legal instrument to reach a practical and satisfactory solution for Venezuela and Guyana regarding the controversy over the territory of Guyana Essequiba?
okay.
No, why they keep calling it Essequibo?
Well, that's it.
It's
I
Essequibo
guess-
Venezuelans.
okay,
Essequibo. But yeah, they want to
maybe
call
that's
it
how
what?
they spell it in their
No.
version of Spanish.
Or maybe,
Yeah,
Their
maybe
variant of
the-
Spanish, I don't know.
Also, it could be we got this.
No, it's them.
Oh.
He's correct. It's
Mhm.
them because if you notice, some of the articles have something Guyane. It looking like
With,
Spanish.
yeah.
Essequiba.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's the,
Yeah.
maybe it's how the Spanish.
They're being willful.
Yeah, but then remember you have different strains of Spanish too. huh?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, they're being
and
willful.
then if you
man.
think
they
about
just
it,
want to take our place.
if you think about it, you don't usually have two S's together in Spanish, like the
Yeah,
way,
exactly.
like
So
like
they
the way
break it down.
Guyana spells
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right,
So they're probably doing it based on how they would spell it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're not getting it, Venezuela.
Mhm.
The third question.
Do you agree with Venezuela's historical position of not recognizing the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice to resolve the territorial controversy over Guyana Essequiba?
So who?
Answer that wrongly or else.
So who would Venezuela wish to? Which court would they wish to use in this situation?
That's a good question.
Maybe
In this dispute, I should say.
well, by the sound of this, maybe a Russian court. I don't know.
Can't work.
They're
know, but
And
I'm
their
just-
court would
I'm
be
just saying.
biased.
They're thinking. They're
I'm
thinking
being,
that
I'm
the
being sarcastic,
decision-
of course.
Yeah. They're thinking that their decision will be made by their electorate on the on the day December 3rd.
They don't even have a big enough. Well, I don't know how many persons are left in Venezuela, but
I know.
no.
Number 4.
Do you agree to oppose by all legal means Guyana's claim to unilaterally dispose of a sea pending delimitation illegally and in violation of international law?
This is very
A C? Did they say a C?
Yeah, I guess.
As in SEA?
Yeah.
yes.
So that means you're going to fill it?
Well, that means that
Because I think it's the I don't have the correct pronunciation, but it's the Orinoco River something.
Orinoco. Yeah.
Yeah.
What gets me in that question is the fact that they're saying that Guyana has done it illegally and in violation of international law, yet this was determined by an arbitration panel in 1899. So, and then they still don't want it before the ICJ because they're saying the ICJ doesn't have jurisdiction. So which international court are they saying, and which international law are they going to use?
Exactly.
So that is very...
A
the
whole
the
river-
last one, so we could complete it.
Number 5.
This one
Let me
is
see.
pretty long.
Yeah. Do you agree with the creation of the Guyana Essequibo state and the development of an accelerated plan for comprehensive care for the current and future population of that territory, which includes, among others, the granting of citizenship and identity card? Venezuela, in accordance with the Geneva Agreement and international law, consequently incorporating said state on the map of Venezuelan territory. Wow.
Okay, so this is
language.
what so they're looking at the Geneva Agreement. Okay, so they're looking at the Geneva Agreement.
And what does the Geneva Agreement say or have to do with this
Well,
dispute?
I'll have to go into that because I don't have it
Jesus.
right now. But they're obviously looking at the Geneva Agreement.
How far
based
can
on
their
that question.
passport take us right now? Nowhere?
A Venezuelan passport, right?
Yeah. How far can it take us right now?
Not much. No.
Exactly. We struck
Barely,
oil and now
barely.
our lovely guy in his passport can take us all around the world almost with exceptions. They better leave us alone.
But if they
They
get
seem like they want me come down there and fight. Leave us alone.
So if they did conscription, would you go?
Not me. But
See? Wow.
listen, I'm a fight from afar.
That
No,
was a really quick 180.
yeah, but I can't be the. See, I have to be like Mr. Trump on that one. Hi. I can't fight war, man, but I will stand up for what is right. So if I needed to go on march, yes, but I won't be on the front lines dressed up with a gun. No, I can't do that. That's not for me.
But you know, there is training being done by the US, so
Yeah.
you would be able to.
Azard, no. I said I was going to be like Mr. Trump and hide. I'm not going to fight, but I'm going to fight with my mouth and with my might.
Yes. And I mean, as we make light talk of the situation, it is really a serious situation, and we're really hoping that there is some sort of amicable
Yes.
conclusion, resolution to this matter, because we have heard of war, we have seen war.
What it does.
We know the effects of war when it comes to death, when it comes to the impact on lives, when we look
Yeah.
at the economies. And so we would hope that there is an amicable resolution, amicable conclusion to this matter, one that is supported by all, if not agreed by all.
Amicable, shamicable.
Mhm.
Notice I said shamicable.
Because
shall
it's
see.
just they might just truce for a little bit and then just invade.
Hey, let's take a call, see what
Yes.
these callers have to say. Caller, go right ahead.
Hey, good morning to all. Good morning, good
Hey,
morning.
Good morning, Miss Henry.
Mm-hmm.
You still fighting with your mouth?
Yes.
Stand up and fight like a man.
Unfortunately, I'm on the other side.
So, good morning to all the listeners at home and abroad. It's great to be alive today, you know.
Amen.
Today
Really?
is Barbados Independence Day.
Oh,
Yeah, the
yes,
30th
yes.
of November. So happy Independence to all
yes.
my Bajan friends and
Yeah,
family.
to all my Bajan family, friends, and all who went to university with and so.
Mm-hmm.
The world's newest
Jamaica?
republic.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
They having the parade at the Usain Bolt Park. I found that so cute.
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
In Barbados?
Yeah.
There's a park named
Azard.
after Usain Bolt? Isn't he Jamaican?
Azard, you know where it is? Yeah, remember he was the track champion, you know.
I'm not sure where it is. Where it is, Miss Henry?
I'm trying to figure out myself. I just said I got match.
Usain
the
Bolt?
place and what.
I know
It seemed to be
Usain Bolt to
somewhere. I
be
don't know.
Wait, do
the
you
Jamaican track star.
mean? Wait, do you mean Obadiah Thompson Park?
Can't be Usain Bolt.
Well, look it up one day. You look it up and see where it is.
Yeah.
Because I was finding curious that Barbados
Yeah,
would
the
name.
name, I said, boy, and we got
name a
Warner
park
Park
after.
up there, wouldn't rename it after our own people. And this lie about it was given. That land was bought. I came across the information in the archives. The government then bought 10 acres of land. That's where they make the Warner Park. So it was never given by the Warner's family, as we just say. Now, what I call to talk about is the Guyana-Venezuela issue. Now, you notice who reached first? Now it's the British who created the problem, eh?
Yeah.
They have no rivals yet.
Yep.
America is looking for an excuse to invade Venezuela.
And Miss Henry, you can argue that France has stepped up. One of the first countries to step up because French Guyana is a French territory.
Right.
It's part of France, actually.
So everybody. So America is really thinking, well, I mean, they're guarding their investment, eh? Because most of the oil exploration, I think, is American companies. Isn't that so?
Yes.
It is.
ExxonMobil.
Yes, I hear me. They reach. Because they were begging CARICOM the last time to let them, support them going into Venezuela. And CARICOM said we want a place of peace, a zone of peace.
Yes.
So this now presents itself as an easy opportunity, like how they went into Grenada.
Yes.
So America wants to go in Venezuela. That might be a deterrent to the Venezuelan for now until they move the forces. So that's what I call to say. Waiting for the English troops to come. They are the one who were involved.
Yes, this matter started when they were still a colony of
Yeah,
Britain.
I
Well,
think
the
that's the
British,
same
a
thing down
British
with
colony.
Honduras and Belize.
Yeah, this
The
matter
British
started
draw the
way
line.
before.
And the rest of them fight and say what belong to and who they belong to. But apart from the people of Guyana, Guyana is a nice place.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went there and they're nice people.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Venezuelan, well, they've
I'm
been
pretty
nice
sure
to
you're
us.
not going to see the British intervene in this
If
matter.
they caught, if they created, they're supposed to be there first. They were there when Honduras and they were arguing over a boundary and one,
Yeah.
But the presence of America is only one thing. They're looking for an opportunity to go into Venezuela. And so if Maduro wants to play into that, let him try. Anyway, happy anniversary, happy Independence Day in Guyana.
And you are
You mean-
correct.
you
It is the
mean
Usain
Barbados?
Bolt complex.
Really?
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah, I'm
Is it where?
shocked.
Huh? A parish or whatever.
I'm
Azard, not the place better than me. I have been all over the place.
Which parish it is?
I'm not seeing anything because I've been perusing
That's
through,
interesting.
and all I'm seeing is the Independence Day parade is moving to the Usain Bolt Sports Complex, promising when it comes off on Thursday, November 30th, beginning at 8 a.m. It will be spectacular.
And they're marching from someplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
All
this,
right, then,
Okay,
people
bye.
were
Have a nice
asking
day.
why they're using the Usain Bolt complex too, and they said he explained that during the planning phase for the parade, a number of sites were conducted at traditionally used venues such as Kensington Oval, the Garrison Savannah, the Bridgetown Port, the Waymont Pasture near the Waymont Police Sports Club, and the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus. They didn't say where it is. I can't find it. But I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, remember
Usain Bolt?
that wasn't really written for us, so Bajans know where it is,
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, Usain Bolt. I'm surprised. He have ties to Barbados? I would have think that would have more been in Jamaica.
I'm wondering
That's why
if he.
shocked.
I'm wondering if he. Well, I'm pleasantly shocked. I mean, because
Yeah.
Bajans never strike me as the kind of people who would be bigging up people from other islands, even naming stuff after them. You know.
What?
Hey,
Miss Henry have a story, correct, boy?
We have a call.
Yes,
Call, go right ahead.
Good morning, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
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 To me, something is so kind of off. I said that to mean to my 48 years since St. Kitts people went to vote to buy our land, paying land. And it's like they didn't pay much attention here about Venezuela and Guyana. You paid for the land. Nobody eyeball land and say, well, this is Venezuela and this is Guyana. You paid for the sugar land. And up to today, we know not how much acres of land we have, and we the people collectively own, because all the politicians. For example, when Bradshaw won that election, put some money in one of the banks and tell the owners the money in the bank, go and collect all your money. But People's Action Movement was opposing, because what actually happened, for example, a cane field was 20 acres. But the people before parents was paid as 15 acres. So when Bradshaw acquired the lands now, the landowner decided that the cane field is 20 acres, you know. Bradshaw then turn to them and tell them, when the people was working the land was 15 acres, and I am going to pay for it as 15 acres. And that is what caused the confusion. So it could be it. Sam got in power in 1980, and he ended up with less land, and we had to pay more money. But now after the politicians just going around telling what's not there, they become real estate agents without the consent of the people of this land. Just selling we land, and now they're saying land scarce. I can't understand how come. It's nowhere we're supposed to be focusing, as I say. Tomorrow was Bradshaw's very last elections. Campaign on 3 issues. No? Secession, independence, and he gonna acquire the sugar lands. So then, Bradshaw didn't get independence. Secession went to the table after he passed. But he was able to go and acquire the land. So then we should be talking more about this, how much acres of land does we the people in St. own. And he also brought about the introduction of NACO, National Agriculture Corporation. It was said Bradshaw was going into communist. But now today, the same agriculture is fighting to revive. I must, as a lawyer, as a citizen, youngster you too, look into our justice and have a very serious discussion about this tomorrow. Good morning, goodbye.
Great. Okay.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you. We have another caller?
No, we don't. Okay.
So, Miss Henry, the Usain Bolt Sports Complex, it sits at Paradise Park, that's in St. Michael, Barbados. It was formerly Lazaretto, and it has I would say, a bunch of it included in that facility. You have the Ryan Bradway track, the Karani James stand. So they use a lot of Caribbean athletes in this area, and the Obadeli Thompson stand. Then there are classrooms, there's a sports science lab, there's the Sagicor Biomechanics and Exercise Physiology Laboratory, and the Sagicor Strength and Conditioning Laboratory. So all of that is included in that sporting complex. So it's in St. Michael, Miss Henry, if you're still listening to us, and it was formerly Lazaretto. I don't know if you know that name.
Yeah. So, when she was asking, my mind actually went to St. Michael's, because I think St. Michael's is the parish where the capital is in.
Yes,
Yeah,
because it did say Bridgetown.
Yeah, so
St. Michael, yeah.
I thought if they're going to have a park like that, it'd probably be in Bridgetown.
But they shocked me. I never heard of Usain Bolt Sports Complex. I'm like, is it Jamaica?
That had probably been named after my time there, because I studied 2010 to 2013, but that's like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So they probably, because I didn't hear of that before.
Because apparently university students has free access to the facility for organized activities, but the school has to send a...
So it's on the UE grounds? I had to take a call.
No, apparently not.
Okay.
But they can use it.
Okay. Did he... I wonder if he went there for the opening. Because, usually a lot of times if someone sometimes a visit
name
might be
after.
timed, and they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, maybe we could name it after the person
Oh,
if
that's
it's
nice.
appropriate." Meaning, you know.
That's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Showing that Caribbean
Yeah, and
oneness.
the fact that they have Karani James, he's from Grenada, and
Man, I'm looking at them Bayesians different, and that's a compliment. Let's take a call. Caller, go right ahead.
Hi, good morning, Jamster.
Hey, good morning.
And good morning to Azard and
morning.
I'm not, yeah.
Kortensia,
Jamster.
Carty. Good morning.
A few weeks, about a month ago, you had a guest who made that point. His name is John. Anyway, he made a point about the Colonial people who were here on Think It before.
Yeah, remember
Yes.
that.
Then a hypothetical question to you is that, do you think Thinkers will assert itself in the geopolitics or the economical geopolitics that, like Guyana has asserted itself in terms of the oil discovery, that the Kalinago people will want to make a claim for Thinkers? Do you ever think that people who inherited these lands prior to as the story was told, will ever want to make a claim to these lands? Because it seems like there's a phenomenon.
But that would
And
be
the case in Guyana could attest to that.
yeah, but that would be a
That-
very
yeah.
impractical pursuit, wouldn't you say? I mean, how many of them are there? I mean, we have smatterings of them around the islands. I don't think they have
Around the islands, but they was expelled. Some of them are still in
Yeah.
Dominica.
I agree.
Some of them are claiming, asserting themselves as a nation.
But you're
And
forgetting
they know
one
the
thing.
history. But
You-
I'm just...
You're
that's
forgetting
just a
one thing,
question
though.
I'm trying out.
Yeah,
The
I
simple
get
fact
it.
that skirmishes, disputes will arise because of whatever discoveries in those territories. And you will want to go back and, like Mrs. Henry, and I agree with the position Mrs. Henry takes, because, yes, if it weren't for the British and their exploration and so forth, maybe the people in those territories there would have been able to resolve their own issues in an amicable, according to Azard, and it needs to be resolved in an amicable way. But then arbitration and jurisprudence will get involved, and the best court of law would be for the people to decide, because there are sometimes when you take matters to arbitration, and for whatever reason, the justice would not be meted out the way it ought to be. So it would be down to the people of those places, the nations, that borderline separate other peoples. We know about the stories where borderline separate different people, where family members is on the French side and other family members is on the British side. And so, yeah, these are things we need to look at very carefully, because we don't need it in the region. And the bigger players, just like how the Americans will get involved, because we will say that we are at the doorstep. Likewise, China and Russia, they're not going to stand by and allow partners of theirs to be, just taken over by other players. So we need a peaceful zone. And for whatever reason, we as CARICOM, we will get involved because Guyana is a member of CARICOM. And then Venezuela provided oil, Petrocarib, and so forth. So we don't need that. We need things to be resolved in an amicable way, and we can continue to live in this peaceful zone. But I just wanted to show that out there. Do you think that the Kalinago people will claim that we have discovered some aerodynamic mineral, that it is quest for, it is wanted all over? And as small as we are, we have mountains of this mineral, similar to what is happening in Haiti. And then the bigger players will get involved. That's just my take on it.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
I think that's a reach, but hey, you're entitled to your opinion. I really don't think that would happen.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's take a quick break. It's 8:38. Island Tea continues. Come back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The Caribbean Lottery's newest scratch game is sweeping the nation. It's the #1 gift for this holiday season.
Wait, what is he talking about?
The new Christmas Frenzy scratch game for just $5 and loads of chances to win up to $1,000.
Christmas Frenzy, that's the best gift for me this Christmas.
That's right! Play Christmas Frenzy from the Caribbean Lottery for just $5 and get loads of chances to win up to $1,000.
Oh, what fun it is to win on a Christmas Frenzy game.
Available at Caribbean Lottery retail agents island-wide. Must be ages 21 and over to play.
Are you tired of constantly having to repaint? Then it's time to level up your paint game with Harris Paints. With Quantum I-12 technology, Harris gives you better colors that last longer and takes less coats. So this Christmas, level up your savings with 15% off 1 and 5 gallons of top quality Ultima Plus available at TDC. Then, with each purchase, play the Harris mobile game for chances to win the grand prize of $3,000 cash. Now that's a level up only from Harris Paints.
And we're back. It's 8:40, putting that Christmas vibe out into the air.
See, I got my Christmas bangles. I wear my Christmas colors.
Green. You're in a red skirt? No?
No, red pants.
Red pants. Yeah,
Yeah.
so green and red, yeah.
Green and red. I'm
Yeah.
all Christmassy the day before Christmas season truly begins. Yeah, hear my bells?
Yes.
Speaking of bells, phone. Hey, morning. Island Tea, you're on.
Yes, good morning. A question I'd like to ask. Do we think the people and government of Venezuela are crazy? They must have a legal claim, whether right or wrong. Jamster said about, because the point made a while ago about the Canilago people wanting to come and reclaim the land, Jamster said impossible. But the fight in Palestine, Gaza, is before Jesus born. Over 6,000 years, where people are saying this land God give them from the Bible. And so they're reclaiming their land. The point I'm making is this. Us all who in this kind of talk, we are not involved in it. We were brought here as settlers, with the settlers, as workers, but also to help to occupy the land. How did the name Guyana come? It is these people, the Europeans, who divided up Africa. Why, like the Africans are saying now, we're going to break down borders. Who came, this kill all the people, and who then kill, we have a bloody point. It is truth as to what happened then to the people who wasn't here. They killed them off, they run the rest, and claim the land as theirs. I understand we will only take the side of England and America. It is our duty. We are programmed. We belong to those people. Don't care we say independent, republic, or whatever you call. You remember the British Commonwealth. Them people ain't going to give up these lands. These lands are theirs. We only settlers. We helping them occupy the land. We would decide, like in Gaza, we're going to take Israel's side. We ain't got no choice. We Jesus Christian. It is who we are. We've been programmed. This is what we know. As people brought in to help settle the land, workers, slave labor. We ain't know what the Geneva Convention said. But then, let me go back. According to something one of you read, the Geneva Convention placed that area within Venezuela borders. We ain't know. It's just things I try now. Yeah? Because none of us overtalk in the end.
What you're saying? Okay, so when can you show us where we could find that? Because you're saying that the Geneva,
Yeah, when you read it a while ago?
I think it was
Within the
question
boundaries.
5.
Question
Yeah,
5.
it was read.
Yeah, question 5.
But then-
So when you read it.
Yeah, you read it.
Okay, but you could argue you can't take anything.
But man, arguing? I'm
No,
saying,
no,
You
meaning no.
take people on, and then you ask in the same court, the same people, England and America, who take away the land and claim it and name it, you asking them to adjudicate. Why don't you all know the result? I know what they're going to say. You all know what they're going to say. They ain't trying to give up lands they don't claim. That is what it is, you know. It is not the people of Venezuela. I mean, Guyana. The people of Guyana talk English. So we know Guyana is a British colony. We know Guyana is lands that England thief from somebody. But the people them saying they want it back. The people them, how can we, like I said, we, the slave children, who had no knowledge of those negotiations, what went on, the plundering and so forth. I don't think we're the right people either to have these kind of discussions about these people and these lands and who right or wrong. Actually, the indigenous people is right. And if Venezuela, they are the indigenous people, if it is them, then it's their land. Guyana, the people come there, thief the land, kill who they want to kill. Enslave the rest, bring the Indian them from India, and where would they bring the people the rest from? Africa and out there in Ireland, the Irish people them and thing. Bring them in to occupy, to settle the land. We are settlers. Be blessed. Have a good day.
Thank you for your contribution.
But you know, he's not wrong. He's right, actually. I mean, yeah, he's right. I mean, we've been, whether we like it or not, we've been programmed. Remember I told you, we're all members of the 4S Club, right? Remember?
Yeah.
So,
but
I mean,
I don't understand. 1899, 2023, like, let it go already.
I mean, I guess. Well, all I'm gonna say is Maduro is not gonna like the smoke if things pop off, because he's gonna catch the smoke and it's not gonna be pretty.
You might be. I don't know. I'm not putting nothing past them. You know, the fact that they're allied with Russia, we don't know what those folks have over there and prepared for. So I'm just praying that nothing happens, because I'm not putting anything past anybody.
Russia's military may have been may as well be made of tissue paper at this point. So. And
I am hoping for some amicable conclusion, resolution.
Me too.
You look at it, Guyana, Venezuela, they're across these waters from us. We don't want that kind of, as Jamsa says, smoke. We don't want that kind of smoke over here. You understand?
At all. Then our oil prices will be affected, and then, oh boy, we're not going to get any rice. We're not going to get any brown sugar. We no longer produce sugar. Oh, come on.
Oh, y'all don't do sugar anymore?
Not Guyana, St. Kitts. But I'm just saying, if all of that happens down there, then what's going to happen up here? Because we get rice and stuff, some of the par excellence rice in the supermarkets from Guyana.
Yeah, I didn't realize we still got rice from Guyana.
And then it's so many things that, you know, in contemplation, if something was to happen during those times, because, you know, it's not just war on land, but in terms of if other territories are to get involved, we don't know how it is, the airspace is going to be.
Jeez. Yeah. We don't need no trouble.
We have another call. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, it's me again. The last caller, I don't think he understands. But when all those Spanish, they were brought in. They are not the Amerindian,
But Maduro looks mixed to me. He looks like
That's what I'm telling you.
he's Native American and
Yeah.
Native American. He looks
Because remember in
mostly.
South America, they began to try to whiten the place by bringing in the Europeans. So if you look at them, the original people, they live more on the outside of the city, And somebody, he said, went and took Guyana land. So did Spain. Spanish is not an original language of any Amerindian tribe,
Nope.
Exactly. Good point.
I don't know if you know that. So it's in the conquest between Spain and France and England, fighting for the lands. So they have no more claim than nobody else. And for the Amerindians, if they want to claim Saint, we give them stone for guts. No, because the truth is they're going to have to prove that they were, according to the history books, they left.
Well, they ran for their lives, I would like to think.
Right,
I didn't think they left voluntarily.
When did they left? They abandoned the land.
Okay.
Another way for their own survival. If they want to, look, people don't just go and claim nothing. If your family leave a piece of land for you that down in the gut, you don't have to worry yourself. If Saint has something, some natural mineral of value, great value, why not? As long as they could prove it, and they have a kind of proof, because the governor of Thomas Warner's son, by the Amerindian woman, became the governor in Dominica of the tribe. You know that?
No, learning that today.
Okay, interesting.
Yes. I think his name was Thomas. He was Warner, Amerindian. So Venezuela have as much claim and Guyana as their own country. So to suggest that, well, the English went go pull up the land. Well, so did the Spanish, all Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, and Haiti, and all those places. Colonial powers. And there was an agreement between the English. You could look it up. Between the English and the Spanish about the border. Line between, I think after that other governments say, look, well, whether the English move the line forward or backward, I think that is the issue. And so the agreement was made and the court upheld it. So well, you can't come now and say, when the former owners, if you want to call it so, agree to it. So Venezuela really, I mean, they got so much land already. And the question they ask, and the very political question, My good friend Tweed, Kashuai Tweed, the matter went to court. Mr. Bratcher offered them 10 million. How many millions they making off an acre now? We didn't lose anything, I agree with them, we need to know how much land we have left. But the truth is, $10 million for all the estates. He said, I put that. He does sell crops. Imagine a man walk up to his stall and put down some money and say, well, look, I'm taking all the watermelon. That is for it. The court said, no, that is not the way. That part will be left out of the conversation. Mr. Bratcher had no right to the land until he took possession of it. Whether the price was right or not is the process, Negotiations were done. He all pretended to say no. When the court said he should have gone back to the court, I would have gone back to the court, right? With a price. Get somebody to price your land, not you price it yourself. You can't be the buyer and the pricer. So whenever I hear them kind of half a story, And what he has some certain point. We bought the land, we paid for the land, and we're still paying for the land now. We should have been given the land, especially those who work, whose relatives and father and mother work in the sugar industry for 40 and 50 years, like my parents. The land should have been given free. You know, you mark a certain portion and say, look, all those who live in St. Paul's, they gave some the estate land, right? But they still had to pay for it. So the thing about Mr. Bratcher gave the land, and he took the land illegally. As simple as that. Whether we think it's a right move or not is a different story. But the point is, the truth is, the court said that the 10 million he was offering for the land was not enough. How much they're selling land over Peninsula Park? In 17 million and whatever?
Mm-hmm.
How many millions they're selling for?
High price.
Eh?
High price.
I'm telling
Millions, yes.
I mean, the other day, Mr. Harris said, Dr. Harris said, he bought so much acres of land, obviously, for 400 million. 100 million, you know, hundreds of million to get back what? 12 acres of land or something like that, 200 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
So I know where did the government lose? The government did not lose. You pay 22 and you get back what, 500 million? But we really and seriously need to know how much, because the truth is, according to the contract that they signed for the land for that swap, they put in 1,200, I think it's 1,200 acres they put in, right? To cover the $1.9 billion debt. According to the thing which I have read, they had to pay every year they're paying 3.5% interest on the balance of the debt. In addition, the contract says anytime the land is sold, the money goes into the thing and the bank is paid first. The country only gets back something after the whole debt is paid. Our land, you know, our own land, we're paying interest, 29 million, 19 million. Check the accounts. Now, they said when the land is sold, any difference between the debt and the price they collected, the government will have to give more land. And I believe that when we had to work it out, that they should have given 600 acres more, because what they had put up was not equal to the value of the debt. So we really need to know how much acres of land is ours. And the disposition, whenever they put on an NHC house, you have to pay. Mm-hmm. And these are usually poor people whose relatives will work on the estate. They should only have been paying for the house, not the house and the land together. So Tweed, the court decided it wasn't Dr. Simmons or nobody. The court decided $10 million was too low. Now, was 22 million too much? I don't know how the negotiation go. That is what we need to know. Why 22 instead of 10? Well, the 10 was out because the court said no. Mm-hmm. What factors did they use to come up with 22? Because remember that some of the land, the owners claimed the land around the houses. You know, the Great House? Because as Mr. Bratcher felt, he had acquired everything. Mm-hmm. And the owners said they wanted some of the land back. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's not a one-side story. All right, then.
Okay, then.
Okay, Miss Henry.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Miss Henry. Thank you. We have our next segment. We're going to have members from Gender Affairs. And so we ask you to stick and stay as we take this break and return.
South. 98.9. Win FM.
The Proud Sound Calypso tent that was postponed on Sunday will now take place this coming Thursday, 7 p.m. at the Spratnet. Could you imagine 30 Calypsonians on stage on the same night? Oh, what a night in late November when Spratnet will be the place to be to hear the reigning monarch, Queen Independent, the recently crowned Culturama monarch, Hollywood, the people's favorite, Unexpected, to tell you about the jockey, the thought-provoking Ice House Up, Big Lies, Godfrey, Kinta, Craig, Singing Jockey, KB, Lady Composer, Navigator, Zarcher the Messenger. We ain't done yet. Plenty more Calypsonians to come. Quinty, Mighty Freddy, Persuader, Dwighty, Badman Polo, Nutsy, Baker, Murray, Watch Your Back, Denwai Blanchett, Kamal, Quantash, The Mighty Pat, Hot Rod, Lala, Lion King, and Honesty. Admission for this massive Calypso Bacchanal is only $20. Your MC is none other than the People's Choice, Short Pants. So don't miss the Proud Sound Calypso tent number 3 this coming Thursday night, 7 p.m. Proud Sound Calypso tent at the Spratnet. You don't want to miss it.
But actually, we ain't gonna win. That's why.
Don't struggle this Christmas. The Bank of Nevis has the perfect loan just for you. Life may not be perfect, but this holiday season, the Bank of Nevis is making it better with an unsecured loan of up to $40,000. Use it for home renovations, furniture and appliances, travel, carnival costumes, and any other family expense. Borrow up to $40,000 and make your Christmas dreams come true. No down payment, no security requirement. Interest rate is the most competitive in the market, and your loan application will be fast-tracked. Payment deferred for 1 month after approval, and you have up to 5 years to repay. Get your holiday fund started with this great financing of up to $40,000 from the Bank of Nevis. Offer ends December 31st. Visit the nearest Bank of Nevis branch today.
Terms and conditions apply.
In my mind, there's no place I'd rather be. Rocking bodies to the beat. With a costume in the street. Higher music while we're from the bottom of my heart.
Stand up. Well, it's 9:01, and we've got our next segment on deck. It's all about the Department of Gender Affairs, and we've got someone from the men's organization. Andy, what's up?
Well, he's just here having some tea with us. Yes.
Oh yeah, he would.
Yes. So he's having some lemon tea, and while we make them comfortable over here on Island Tea, the full experience. And so we have here members from the Department of Gender Affairs, and we have member Andy Agard from...
Agard, please.
yes. You know, that's the name that we... Yes, I know.
Yeah, I know you're from Uru.
Yes.
So and that's my classmate in there, so... The would come out.
Straighten him out.
So, this is the next person that has a name that's not his name.
Yes.
Wow, a lot of that happened.
I don't even have a name associated with that.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's Melvin. Melvin, yes. So we have Melvin from the Men's Council. So we have both Gender Affairs, Men's Council, and we're here talking about men's health. And we had Men's Month celebrated,
Yes.
and this is the last day of it. And so, it's a wonderful time here in studio, and we're going to allow you to speak, to tell us.
Okay, so I'm Chanel Charles. I'm from the Department of Gender Affairs, Senior Gender Field Officer, Domestic Violence Program Officer. So this observance for us is called 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence. And for this year, we've started since the 25th. That was on last Saturday. And we are going to end on the 10th, which is Human Rights Day. The theme for this year is Unite, Invest to Prevent Violence Against Women and Girls. Okay, and we have started our activities already. And we started with a church service, and that was on the 26th of November. And then we had a launch of a mural, our first ever mural, which is on Pond Road. So I am applauding to you guys.
Where on Pond Road?
Just opposite, well, close to the bus stop. That's in front of the fire station or the training, the police training school.
Okay, so I'm going to look for that.
You can't miss it. You just can't miss it.
Oh, it's right in the corner on the wall.
Yes.
That they've been working on. So I didn't miss it. Okay, I know where it is because I'm like, what? How come? Okay.
Yes, so we launched that day and we unveiled our first ever mural, and it depicts violence on both sides because it's half man and half woman with a hand
covering the mouth.
over the mouth.
Yeah.
Right, and I know you can tell which half is the man and which half is the woman.
The
'cause you have
hairstyles.
the edges. The edges well done.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and we're also having a TikTok challenge. We are just waiting for more submissions of the school to send in a TikTok challenge. That's a dance, and they have to do the dance around violence. It's whether gender-based violence, domestic violence, or you find a song, something that depicts violence. And we're asking all the schools to continue to submit all your dance, and so that we can present to you your lovely gifts. Although you don't want to miss Talented Teen, and that's one of the gifts and a trophy for your school.
Oh, nice.
And you know, the Talented Teen competition seem to be one that is going to be for the history books. So
again,
don't want to miss it. So get involved.
Yes, thank you so much for encouraging them. And then we have already had a workshop called Safe Space for Men. And these are men who would have experienced domestic violence issues. We did not have a good turnout, but I'm asking that you guys are asking for representation. So we're asking you, we are going to do it again. We're asking you to come back. Tell us what were your issues. How were you not represented when it comes to the law and domestic violence? It's a good opportunity for men, and it's good for networking. You can talk to another man to find out what were your experience like. What did you do in the case of a matter like this? So it was not something that we were going to do to shame and blame. It was about, let us know what you want us to do, how we can help you, help the process. Right, so I'm asking, we're going to do it again. I'm here on the radio. I'm just saying it's not shame, it's not blame. Please, when I call, just say, Miss Charles, I'm coming.
Miss Charles, you said you're going to do it again. How soon is again?
We're going to try to do it again before the end of the month.
Okay. The end of December?
The end of December, sorry.
Okay.
Because this is the end of the month.
Yes.
Right. And then we are having a self-defense training class. This is the annual one again. And it's from age 14 to right up until whatever age, any woman think that she wants to come and to learn self-defense classes. So I'm inviting you to come along with us on the 2nd of December at McNight Community Center. Last year it was fantastic. We learned a few moves from Mr. Johnson that we could have done, and if you are attacked, on the street by a male, or if you're in a domestic violence and you want to get out of a lock, he show you what to do.
Yes.
And I find that was quite interesting, and I believe that, we should do even more, not even just for 16 there, but any other department can, do more for your workers to help them to defend themselves.
Indeed.
And then we have on the 8th of December, Wear Your Orange Day. So let's orange St. Kitts and Nevis with our orange color that represents gender-based violence. And then we have a march on the 10th of December, and that march is in collaborations with the I think is the women's. Okay, let me just go back here. Okay, let me just go ahead and then I'll just chime in where that came from. Okay, so it's a march on the 10th of December, and this march, not on the 10th, I'm sorry, on the 9th. That's on a Saturday.
Okay.
Yes, and that is to bring awareness to domestic violence, women and girls experiencing domestic violence. And we are collaborating with the St. Kitts Nevis Island Council Women's Union. I think that's the church, the Anglican church.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Anglican church in St. Peter. So that's the Mothers Union. So we're asking all the other churches to come out and to support us, as we rally for the eradication or the end of domestic violence. I know it will take a lot, but we still have to try, to get it out there and to make people to realize, there has to be a stop at some point. We have to stop the videotaping, we have to stop the sharing, but we have to start to help each other when we see something is happening. And I think that's it about us. That's it for us, for our activities, for the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence.
I see the United Nations campaign Unite. They are hoping to end the violence by 2030.
They're hoping to do what?
They said they're hoping to end violence against women by 2030. Do you think that's possible?
That is so unrealistic.
Okay.
I don't know where they come up with these things.
So you think it'll be an ongoing cycle for a very long time?
It's been going on for thousands of years. You think you and women could just come up and get rid of it? I mean, we need to start worshipping them.
No. Well, you never know. Some miracle could happen.
I believe that we could probably decrease it drastically if we really start to sensitize, the youths about, our roles.
Yeah, because you saw that slap that happened recently at the high school?
Oh, no.
You saw it? Oh, you didn't see that? Oh, wow.
I didn't see it either.
You didn't, sir?
I don't even think I want to see it either.
Oh, boy. Horrendous.
Is it a male to a female?
Yeah, the slap he gave, I swear he hit everything out of her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they just brush it off like nothing happened. I don't know what the school did, but yeah, we need to get stuff like that curbed very, very early.
Oh, my. I'm so sorry. I hope that something was done.
Me too.
Right? To the person who, did the action, and I guess the girl who felt it or whatever, that the school can help her to feel like, this was not right, And, okay, tell me, was it a boy and a girl or it was...
A boy and a girl.
A boy and a girl.
Yeah. A boy and a girl.
So that's more like gender-based violence.
Yep. Starting too early. Too early. We shouldn't have that happening at all in our schools. So why is it you think, the men do complain, but why is it you think that they did not show up to the, should I say seminar?
Yeah.
Why did you think they didn't show up?
I feel they were scared.
Of what?
I think because our department is the one who really, normally help the victim, and we make sure that the victim get justice. I guess they didn't feel that connection with us, seeing that we are the ones who would push the law for arrest or an order. So I feel that they were scared not coming. But I think it's for a better communication to explain to them, this is what it's about. There's no shame, there's no blame, it's nothing like that. And what we want is for, people of the same kind to discuss their issues. How can we help each other? Because you're saying by 2030, the UN wants us to end. I don't think we can end it, but I think that we can decrease the numbers drastically if we start now.
I have a quick, someone was wanted clarification. The self-defense workshop, they said what time on December 2nd?
Okay, it's a training actually, it's not really a workshop. So it's from 9 until 12.
Okay, 9 until 12.
Night Community Center.
Okay. Yeah.
So they can just call, there's a flyer going around, they can just call the number and they could just let me know, my name is Chanel and I would like to attend. I'll just put their name down and that's it.
Someone asked, what time on December for the self-defense workshop at McKnight?
That's on the 2nd of December at McKnight Community Center, starting from 9.
9, okay.
Yes.
I get...
Okay, it's 9:13, and we have someone here from Gender Affairs, and this segment is actually going until 9:30, so I guess we can really get into it. What else is next on the agenda? Because I have some questions for Melvin. I just wanted. No.
I have not even said anything yet.
No. I just wanted to get his insights on what.
Well, before you get my insights, let me just say, I'm really supposed to be here. Well, let me introduce myself. Ras Melvin Agard. I'm here representing the Men's Council. And the theme seemed to be about health matters. But because we're accustomed to talk about health with the body, do some exercise, go do some treks and what's not, I'm taking this into a whole new direction. Because the human being is not just a body. I'll give you an example. Whose hand is this?
Mine.
Okay, right. So who is the mind? You understand? So we don't exist as a body. She's taking ownership of the hand, which is her body, which means her body belongs to
her.
And what is her?
Her mind,
so
her mental aspect. I see that.
In that you have your spirit and your soul.
Yes.
So which means you need a holistic approach. So I would say that we need to also look at spiritual health. And spiritual health is basically your capacity to seek, to have your experiences and so on, and find out your purpose in life.
Yes.
Instead of following trends, which is basically what we're doing mostly now. What about finding out your purpose? And in order to find out your purpose, there's a whole lot of things attached to that. So the spirit, the soul, and the body is all one person, and each belong to the other. So you'll say, my spirit, my soul, my body. So as I just asked the sister there, who hand is this?
Hand is that?
It's mine. So who is mine? Who is my? So the spirit, body, and soul exists also how the Creator exists, 3 in 1. As some people might have some issues, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and so on, and go through different religious conversation. But the idea of health matter, I think that we need to focus not only on the body and doing some exercise with the physical being, because the physical body dies and turns to dust. That's the terrestrial nature of us. But our celestial nature, which is spirit, and ultimately your soul, which is your spiritual identity, does not rotten in the dirt. That don't get buried, Yes. That is something that we don't even know much about. But if we do study that and become more wholesome by understanding our spiritual side, then the body only follows, So yes, go for your little walks. Yes, go get your checks done. I'm in full support of all of that. Matter of fact, I have my watch. I don't have it now, but it's 7,000 steps is my goal each day. I don't really get it done every day, but that's the goal.
I like the disclaimer.
Preach, guru, preach.
So I do believe in having all this done, but you could have a very healthy body, a very unhealthy spirit, and I'm saying blend them together. And we don't normally hear about spiritual health. I'm not talking about going to church.
Yeah, understood.
I'm talking about spiritual health, finding out your purpose. Why are you here? Who are you? And stuff like that.
You mentioned the spiritual health of a man being unhealthy. And when we say a man, we are specifically speaking to men in general, are we?
Men in general.
Okay,
right now.
so how is how is it unhealthy? The spiritual part of it. How you say
once your thoughts are dirty and unhealthy, that means you have an unhealthy spirit. Okay. Your thoughts, your mind, the things that you actually do.
So you mean thinking about killing somebody,
Exactly.
thinking about robbing somebody.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
These are unhealthy things because the fact that they are either taking somebody's life or putting your life in jeopardy and stuff like that makes it unhealthy.
Okay.
So you have to do more because if people meditate more, I mean, not to get into the Bible story, but it did say meditate on the word of Father day and night, and you shall be like a tree planted by the water
that shall not be moved.
Well, exactly. So it shows you that true meditation, and not just even the Christian, but if you go into Buddhism, it's all about enlightenment, true meditation. And if you go into other religions, it's always about meditation. So meditation, hopefully with a guide, of course, because to go into it as a novice, you just might be misled by some entities that we don't want to talk about.
Okay, here's a question. You represent the Men's Council. First, I need to know what your official approach / policy is in terms of dealing with maybe the men you meet on in your community, and what's your personal approach in terms of dealing with men and boys, especially when you see them they might be on the wrong path.
Right. Well, I had the privilege to teach some classes at New Horizon where you have boys who, get themselves in some troubles and what's not. And what I see, like I keep telling people, is a projection of those before. Every generation that exists is a projection of the generation before them. Whether or not they were not prepared, or you were given things that you don't know how to use and stuff like that, which you still be, unprepared. So what I see is that society puts a lot of pressure on men, and this is something we don't talk about a lot. We have a lot of pressure on men. Men have to fit in, and they have to fit in a macho sense, and that develop ego, and then over time men become maybe more narcissists than even women. So men have a lot to deal with in society generally, and once they group up themselves with other youngsters, I hesitate to use the word gang, because I think once you're black in culture, you must be a part of some gang. I mean, we kind of put the word in a negative thing, but if you go right back to the gang in the cane field, it was never negative until we start watching CNN them and what's not.
For the sake of the listeners, explain the narcissism you just referred to.
Right, so a lot of men think it's about them. Everything is about them. The world revolves around them. Everything is about them. So if it's not them, they have no interest. If it's not about them directly benefit, then they don't participate. So like even when Chanel here was speaking about getting men to attend the seminar, whatever it is that they had, if there is no direct benefit for these men, they're not going to go. Men are some strange creatures. I mean, I'm one of them.
I thought we were simple.
I don't understand how they didn't think it was beneficial, because they're going through this type of abuse. They want the help on how they can not succumb maybe to stuff like this.
It makes them look weak.
Wow.
It makes them look weak.
So you're going to go around, and this is why I always had the concern about men, because as I would normally mention, you meet a girl, you spend all your money to wine and dine her so she can believe you're the one. Then you have to spend this money to buy the engagement ring. Then you have to pay for the wedding. And then you have to buy a house. And I often wonder, how do you guys feel in your mind? I empathize.
Well, I don't follow that trend, of course.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I'm not.
Melvin, you can tell that's a good woman there. She's thinking about these things.
Yeah,
that's
I
a good
often
sign.
think, how do you guys handle all of that?
I'm glad as a female you have absorbed all this, because sometimes women just don't see certain things, because women are generally on the receiving end. That's why, according to the research, and this is always a debate, that men are more romantic than women, because men are the ones who have to do this, do that, and all the women do is just take, and do nothing for the man.
And then sometimes you say you guys aren't romantic, but you would have done all of that.
We are the romantic ones, because we're the ones who have to come up with ways to excite you, to make you happy.
Indeed, yeah.
What does the woman do?
Yeah.
Just
I push back strongly when my wife says that. I was like, no. I said, what do you mean we're not romantic?
We are the romantic ones.
I guess because of how we sometimes want to receive it, and how you do it is not the way that we receive it. So that's why we say you're not romantic, but you guys are indeed.
We are the romantic
because you spend all
ones.
that money to win us over.
Oh, but here the way this one. Men are also more emotional than women.
That we know, but y'all hide it. As you say, the ego.
No, we don't hide it.
You
We
don't?
show it, because what happens is that what we look as emotion, we look at the soft, reactive emotions of women and just use that as the platform to compare. But when you see a guy get angry and frustrated and, run up on the next guy and fight, and all that is emotion.
Point. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, everything that you see happening in the country in terms of murder and all these, where do you think it's coming from?
Yeah.
It's all emotion.
Yeah, they're feeling disrespected.
Right. So it's not about whether or not they're going to cry at a funeral stuff like that, where we try to that's not the measuring stick for emotion. According to some research, I mean, you could look it up yourself, but the area that deals with emotion in the brain is much larger in men than the women.
So how do you get fellas to open up their emotions as a counselor, or open and share their emotions?
It is not so easy if you don't spend time to observe people in their habitat, because you have to understand the dynamic sometimes in how certain men deal with certain things.
Is there some kind of male bonding overture involved when you're trying to connect with these, especially people at Horizons?
Right.
Is there something like that?
The male bonding is almost automatic. It all depends on your approach, as you were kind of asking. It's kind of automatic. It's like, as long as you open yourself in a way that the young men could see that, yes, you are approachable. Yes, you are someone who can reason with them and stuff like that, then you'll be approached. As a matter of fact, look, when I personally stand on the road, most people who pass would hail me, right? Little children, adults, old people, you name it, most people would hail me. I've seen situations where men, just because of how they have their self, maybe how they have their face all, what I'm saying? People pass them straight, and then you'll hear stuff like, oh, well, people don't say good morning no more these days. Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
it's just how you present yourself.
Man with resting bee face.
Yeah. Once you present yourself with that energy, go back to the spiritual wellness. Yeah. Once you present yourself with that welcoming energy, which is coming from your spirit, then people find you a little bit more to relate to. You're more relatable in a sense. But once you are stiff and look like the world revolves around you, you find people not going to say much to you.
Yeah.
You'll pass you straight, and you'll go home with the idea in your mind that people don't hail people anymore. But that's not true.
So you would say in your community you have a kind of, it takes a village approach to the way you interact?
I believe in that to some respect, even though we drift away from that for some time now. I do still believe in that, because in no one home have all the information. Exactly. So we need you to tell me something. And you probably need me to tell you something and share it with your youth and what's not. So I do believe in that village approach.
Do you think that the Horizons as an institution is effective?
That's a tough one to answer. But I would say this, that it can be. It can be.
That's a very slippery answer, but anyway.
Yeah, because I'm wondering now how many of the young men that would have gone to Horizon would have evaded HMP.
Died.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, that's one.
As I say, it can be effective.
Sadly.
So what is can you speak to what is missing to make it as effective as it should be? Or can be?
Well, the quick answer would be leadership. And not leadership from maybe who is in the low positions like director and what's not and stuff like that. I don't know why you're calling that a low position, but because you have higher positions than that.
I get you. I totally understand.
So to me, leadership coming from the very top. If leadership was interested in these things being effective, they would be effective.
Let me ask you another question concerning Horizons. The female leadership dynamic over there, could you describe it? Is it effective? Because I'm assuming
that it's female leadership over there.
No. What I meant was, I was just thinking an organization like that, right? Mm. Clearly, all the leaders, the people like you, trying to impart knowledge and trying to help in rehab. Clearly, some of them are going to be female. I'm just wondering if the architecture, as far as the female input.
Well, that is not just New Horizon. That's the entire school system in St. Kitts.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you heard about some head teachers being named recently. How many of them are male?
Well, that's why I asked the question. So I'm wondering.
You just had some PS being named recently. 27 of them. How many of them are male? Just 3.
That's why I asked the question.
So there's no real balance.
So you think that's significant?
It is significant because, as I heard one person say just recently, that they were watching this meme on Instagram, and there was this man, a father, and a little boy looking at him, and the caption was, it takes, like, a little boy have to see a man to be a man. So I don't know if I agree with it 100%, but still, it makes sense. You know, so there need to be balance in the school system, and any rehabilitation setup also need that balance. And as I'm not at New Horizon in any way counseling, I'm teaching computer classes over there.
I know. I just asked because
I've not been there for a while.
I was thinking about that kind of setup and how the female counseling.
But the female thing, I would just say this: the female entity is quite distracting. Let me put it like that. The female, I mean, you and I were little boys. We understand when we're 16, 18 coming up there and we see a woman pass along. You might even throw what do you call that, a seeps or something and so on.
And let's be real, we had some pretty hot teachers in high school.
I'm glad you say it on that. Okay, so, but you understand where this is, what I'm saying, is that sometimes the female become distracting. So, and if the female become distracting, and the female is the one trying to rehabilitate, it then kind of put a wedge in the situation. So this is why you need a balanced approach. I mean, sometimes you need like maybe a kind of mother, if you use female that is, you need a kind of mother type of energy, and you need a kind of father type of energy. But if you have people who are just 2 years older than you, 3 years older than you, and so on, it then become counterproductive because we're talking about rehabilitation here. We're not talking about CXC. We're talking about people who will be in trouble for some time, and they need to be rehabilitated from certain things.
And then there's also a distracting sexual tension happening.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you're just saying all the things I'm thinking, so that's so good.
But why do you think that the male presence is missing at this present moment?
Well, I've heard a thing that men somehow trick women into thinking that they're free and that they could be equal and so on. So women gone on this drive that they can do this and they can do that and so on. Well, the man just settle back and do nothing. And we see that drive going on heavy right now in the world, where women seem to be going full stream ahead into all type of things and realize that at the end of the day, that motherly bond you would have had with your child, you don't have it now because now you have to go work like the man. Yeah. Now, certain things you were supposed to be doing home, you're not doing it anymore. So now your child now is raised by the crèche, raised by the TV, raised by the neighborhood and what's not.
Nanny.
Or the nanny. And but once ago,
and the tablet.
That would have been the mother. The mother would have been the one who is giving that false teaching.
Yes.
So we don't have that anymore. So we, like a beginner say that this is something I heard, that they say that men trick women into that aspect. So women now thinking that they're free.
Okay.
But when you look at the big overall picture, at who really at the top is not the women.
Okay, it's 9:31. We've got someone from Gender Affairs and Melvin Agard from Men's Council.
AKA Andy.
We got to squeeze you to call. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Blessed greetings.
I'm putting what the guy there is saying is really true. Now, go back to we all were living. Everybody used to live together. So the child used to see the auntie, the uncle, the aunties, the mother, the grandmother, the father, the grandfather. So they grow up understanding, well, the family, we have to respect mother, we have to respect father and everything. Now, it's only a mother in the house now. Sometimes a grandmother. The father gone. Some reason he gone. Maybe gone, we go look to build it, to help to build the family or something, or maybe the mother chase him or whatever. So the mother stand alone. The mother have to go to work. And so now, he left on his own without that tablet. The nanny can't do the school. And they just cause the breakdown in families. He don't respect nobody no more. You know, because nobody is telling him what to do and what is what and what is, you know. And so the guy is right. You see, we need the family structure to bring back the boys. Now we're going to say something again. The mothers, if you notice something, you don't see the little girls on the road as often as how you see the little boys. The mother hold the little girl and say, look, you're a little girl. You stay home. You learn to cook. You learn to wash. You learn to iron. You're going to be somebody wife someday. She don't know where the boy is. The boy gone wild. He got on the road with the older friends. Like someone give me a joke the other day where some young boys are down the ferry terminal. And they was riding round and round, and she tried to say, hey, boy, I go get someone to the, but I ain't supposed to be in here. And the youngest one, she said, he about maybe 8 years, and he back on her with some bad words and tell her, come on, your business, and them thing here. And this way it breaks down. The whole system breaks down. The men, you know, somehow they don't have anybody to lead them, you know, along the line, you know. And so that is the problem. The girls, if you check it in the college, you will see it. The girls go in college, the girls, don't care what their lifestyle is. They want to be somewhere. The boys see themselves as nothing. Because the boys ain't getting the nurture they ought to get. And that is the problem, I believe, in our society today. We need to go back to family. Now, I would like to ask the guy there a question. Sometime I meet him there at the girls' school to a health meeting. I think it was the disease that was around. And I'm interested about the men council. I thought it went dormant, but sometime I hear him there last week, and this week I hear him. How I could get in contact with him and get in contact with the group, and I would like to be a member because, you know, he seems to be a guy that's very positive, and I like to be around positive people because I believe he and others, positives like him, like all of the guy there at the radio station and those fellows around Azard and things, I think they could bring back the youth. They could go out here and walk and bring back the youth. All of us have a duty to bring back, especially males, and show them that jail ain't the answer. Love one another. When you look at them, coming from school, you see all of them together and they're making jokes and they're laughing. But when they reach 18, they break away, and what's that? What's causing that? And we need to do something about it. Thank you. I don't know if it makes some sense here, but thank you.
Makes a lot of sense, Bridget. The Bridget opened up so many things here for a whole 2-hour program.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that sometime, you know, we could always organize something. I don't know whether from the Men Council or Gender Affairs to have a more in-depth conversation about some of these specifics. Yeah, he opened up some really important stuff there, and I personally would love to jump on that. But I know we don't have the time.
We're actually over time, but let's take one more call because I think this is important. It's 9:37. Caller, go right ahead.
Yeah. Where do you fit in self-esteem and goal setting and ambition? Don't you think there's a lack in a lot of our young men? You see them escorting girls to school, and they're not going to school, but they're escorting the females to school. And even the very parents, you know, something lacking there. Self-esteem, goal setting, and ambition. Where you fit in those three words in some of our young men?
That's for me? Too.
Yeah, I think that's
right.
for you.
Sorry, I thought you were saying more. Right, now, the issue of self-esteem go right back to when we talk about the presence of the man in certain things and so on. Like, it is lacking simply because of presence. That's almost like the foundation of it. Presence. And not presence meaning present, like you're there. Presence meaning that you being present is felt, you know? So male presence is important.
In spirit and in body.
Right. Go right back to the beginning of the conversation. That is important to start that nurturing and that teaching and that bonding that you mentioned earlier in order for that self-esteem to establish itself. And once self-esteem is established, then goals could always set in. And what the third one he mentioned? Self-esteem, goal, and ambition, right? They all kind of go together in a certain sequence, you know? So, but it first have to be established by the presence of the male energy.
Well, we know we don't have a lot of presence. The mother is mother, father, and everybody else in one.
Certainly.
So we need the men to step up and do what they need to. They don't necessarily have to be together, but at least be present.
Yeah.
And as you said, share that presence with the child.
Yeah.
But then you still, I don't know. Long time we had a lot of nuclear families, and now we don't. We have a lot of single parent families, and then we had a lot of extended families too.
It's by design. I mean, this is why I say the guy opened up so much doors for conversation, because I was thinking that he read the Willie Lynch letters when he talked about the mother keep the daughter at home and teach her things. All this come from the plantation, because the idea was to emasculate men, you know, make sure that the men don't no longer be men, but just a figment of your imagination. So the women now become more what you call like independent, so to speak, even though I don't believe there's such a thing. The woman start to look more like she can do without the man.
You know, ironically, Willie Lynch was a Kittitian planter.
Well, I heard he was between St. Kitts and Jamaica.
Yeah, but I read a novel by Anne Rice where she actually said St. Kitts.
Yeah, but remember you have some place named Lynch's. All that might come from.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I heard
so,
the Willie Lynch. Yeah, They used to go up to conferences in Louisiana.
Yeah,
and he's the one that gave this.
Yeah, a well secured document that was claimed to last a minimum of 300 years. We're only 100 and close to 50 years out of this so-called slavery, which means, well, we think we're free. It's not a matter of freedom, but it's a matter of condition. Because people get mixed up between freedom and condition. You know, because let's say religion, for instance. You pick a particular religion, then you allow yourself to be conditioned and think inside that box.
Yes.
You literally got to be conditioned, not to liberate yourself, right? So we seem to be attracted to that. I don't know if it's by DNA, but we see that over time this thing set root. So 300 years and we're not 300 years yet out of slavery, but yet we're claiming to be free. We're not free.
That's
but I just want to give my number out to the brethren who asked.
Sure.
It's 665-9758, and that's AGAD.
Okay. And
665-9758.
I'm killing two birds with one.
Yeah, you need to take my number and WhatsApp me.
9728?
9758.
9758.
That's what he's presently doing that.
Yes.
So that's your number for folks that want to get in contact with you. But for those that just want to come, they don't want to call, they just want to show up and have a chat with you.
Okay, well, we have meetings the first Wednesday in every month, and we currently does meet at the Irish Tongue Primary School.
Okay.
So, for those men who listen.
Any particular time?
Oh, sorry, 5 p.m.
Okay.
So any men who want to come forward. We normally have a lot of discussions going on.
Okay.
And we don't have enough men, but,
What about the younger generation? What about
we start from 18 and upwards.
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
Okay. And who deals with the younger boys that may be troubled at this time? Because as the gentleman said, the 8-year-old cussed the woman out, and an average 8-year-old back then would have been at home doing homework.
Yeah.
Probably mommy's still at work, so he's with the biker boys, the bigger ones, but he's the ones that is literally cussing.
I don't even know where to begin with that one, because sometimes you think that the school would put certain programs in place, and then we have gender affairs who, probably don't get the necessary resources and help, so to speak, to do what they have to do, or do what it is they would like to do. So we are seeing a lot of these programs being stalled and so on, and we need to take that what you just mentioned very, very serious.
And we would have spoken to somebody from the school, and they say they find that persons are too dependent on the school, and that it should be an all-around approach.
No,
like
you see
parents
people
send
like
them to
defend
school.
themselves.
Oh, okay.
Because how many hours the children spend in school?
Yeah, plenty more than
Sometimes
they
the school see the children more than the parent.
That's true.
And they're getting paid for that.
Yeah.
So it's like I realize a lot of teachers, and I don't even want to get on that part, but a lot of teachers seem to always want to defend something, and the reality is there to show that the school system is not working for our youths. And that's a straight up thing. We seem to be, look at how school demonstrate failure. Every year, you'll find that almost all the high schools have what you call like a speech day.
Yeah.
Honoring what? Like a small percentage of who graduate and what's
The good
not.
work.
But if you're in school and you get below average, that's considered to be a failure. So why is it we glorify the 10 out of 100 and not realize if it's 10 out of 100, what happened to the 90? Why don't we strive for having the speech there and make sure we have 90 who did excellent, 90 who were outstanding? No, we settle for the 10. That's failure in my opinion, and we glorify it. Yeah. But that's the next conversation.
Yes. Well, it's 9:44. Chanel, I'm gonna give you the last words to wrap up. And in case you just joined us, Chanel is from the Department of Gender Affairs, and we have Melvin Agard from the Men's Council. Clearly, we can talk all day.
Yeah.
And still not cover everything.
Nope.
Go ahead, Chanel.
Okay, I just want to ask the public to, continue to support the Department of Gender Affairs in all the activities that we are doing. And we do have an on-call phone for domestic violence, and it's 765-5492. It's an on-call phone. You can call anytime to report any incident. If you're not getting through at the police station, nobody's answering you, you can't get no one, call our number, and it's 765-5492. I want to also thank our sponsors. One of our big sponsors is PAHO, the Pan American Health Organization, who paid for some of our proceeds. I want to say thanks to our pro bono lawyers as well, who would always stand in the gap to help us when we can't get the client, into the court right away. So I just want to say thanks to those lawyers. Development Bank, who would always, color their bank, the color that we want them to, help us to represent. We want to thank the churches for coming on board this year, and we also, want to thank the general public for always listening in, asking questions. But I just want to encourage the men. Please, we're asking. Gender affairs is not women affairs anymore. That was years ago. That's done with. That's over. It's called gender affairs. It means that we address issues of the sexes, male and female. So I'm asking you to come with your issues. Please don't stay away. And I just want to say one thing. I just want us to break the silence. Let's work together to stop domestic violence.
Oh, I like
Thank
that.
you.
Absolutely. Okay, so it's 9:47, and Melvin, we're gonna at some point we're gonna try and have you back so we can have an in-depth discussion with the Men's Council.
I will be so happy.
I'm
to
all
do
for that. Yeah. Okay, so you guys, I hope you guys have a great Christmas and Carnival. As you say, happens,
Gender affairs will have a good Christmas.
The Men's Council is not gonna. They're gonna have a good one, but in their own way. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, give thanks.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Magnum, my brand. Everybody put your Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, make me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. Give her a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a Magnum a for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a Magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink responsibly.
Hey kids, drink healthy.
Reduce sugar chubby with the same great taste. Lots of magic fruity flavors, drink the more healthy way.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Be active, be healthy, drink lots of chubby. Kicking football, playing cricket, having fun in the sun.
It's chubby.
Reduced sugar chubby keeps you cool and refreshed.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Jumping rope, running races, have fun.
It tastes so yummy, chubby.
Drink the more healthy way.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me. In my mind, there's no place I'd rather be. Rocking bodies to the beat. With a costume in the street. Higher music rolling. From the bottom of my heart, I know. Carnival, we love you so. Carnival, we love you. Oh, Carnival, we love you. Jumping up in the festival, we love you. Everybody shout you, we love Carnival. Oh, Carnival, we love you. Oh, Carnival.
10 minutes until 10 o'clock. We're back. It's Island Tea, the waning moments.
Yep.
And AZ had to go off to court. So
Yes. So it's just you and I.
Just you and I.
Yeah, I want to talk about the 5 Christmas songs that were never written about Christmas.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah. Mhm.
Great minds think alike.
Yes. So, yeah. So you wanna do?
You see, you send me things with apps I don't have, so I could never get it open. That's why I want to.
You should install the app. It's a good app. Trust me.
But then my phone says
You-
it don't
you
have
have-
any storage.
You have Flipboard, right?
No.
You don't have Flipboard? Oh, you have an iPhone.
I what?
Oh, okay.
I am the only phone. I have an Android.
So I guess I have to. Yeah. But yeah, I
Yeah.
thought this was interesting. A lot of people probably don't know this. That a lot of these Christmas songs.
Oh, look! It came up.
Mm.
It's working in my favor. But go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can start, and then I'll come. I'll chime
Because
in.
you're a mean one. Mr. Grinch was originally written for the 1966 animated feature Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and sung by Turl Arthur Ravenscroft. But it's the story of a being who's far from holiday cheer. You're a vile one. You got termites in your smile.
You've
oh my-
got garlic in your soul.
What of a seasick crocodile? You have
Yeah.
all the tender sweetness of a seasick
A
crocodile.
seasick
Oh my
crocodile is
gosh!
too funny.
So how did it get into the Christmas?
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I don't understand. So how did it get into the Christmas vibe?
I think because the whole angle of this person being maybe antisocial and contrarian, and being misanthropic, meaning, oh, who cares about
Christmas?
Sort of like Scrooge in that Dickens
Yeah,
story.
because the Scrooge and the Grinch could hang
Yeah.
out because
Yeah,
they have the
probably.
same. They have the same values. I would like to think.
That's a pretty good one. But you have 5, but there's a 6th one which is not on the list. But after we go to
Who's
the
the
5,
sixth?
I'll
Who's the
no.
sixth one?
After we go to the 5, I will.
Okay, so they have Deck the Halls. No, sorry, Jingle Bells, 1850. Wow, that's long. Right from the start, Jingle Bells, originally written by James Lord Pierpont in 1950, depicts the perfect wintry day of sleighing and singing holiday song, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go laughing all the way. Despite its holiday-like theme, the song, which was originally published under the title The One Horse Open Sleigh in September 1857, was never linked to Christmas at all.
Well, I mean, think about it. Most of these songs, I mean, they kind of glorify winter, and you know. So I guess like right after Christmas, when it's January, February, and people going.
Yeah.
So I could see, but then I could see how it kind of gets conflated with Christmas, and then they become Christmas songs.
Listen, it also says Jingle Bells may also have been a drinking song. The song was said to have been sung in drinking establishment by men clinking their tankards like bells. Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Wow.
How many is that so far?
That's one.
That's only one?
Yeah.
Really?
The second one is Deck the Halls, 1862. Yeah. So Deck the Halls has always been associated with Christmas, but it originally started as a New Year's Eve carol. Dating back to the 16th century, the song started as a Welsh melody linked to the seasonal carol Nos Galan, which was originally a New Year's Eve carol published in 1794 with the lyrics, "The best pleasure on New Year's Eve is a house on fire and a pleasant family."
What? A house on fire?
A house and fire.
Oh,
no,
I mean like a
you think
fireplace. Oh,
is a house and fire and a pleasant
house
family.
and fire.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
not on fire.
Oh, because
In 1862, the English lyrics was later added to the song by Thomas Oliphant, and Deck the Halls, as it was later titled, was its way to becoming a Christmas classic with all its fa la 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 and its references of Yuletide carols decorating with boughs of holly and other merriments.
That's it. Here's a little bit of the Grinch.
News and cookies and drums.
Really? I'll play a little bit of it. Oh, it's mixing that. This is CeeLo singing from his Christmas album.
All the who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Mean one, Mr.
You
Grinch.
really are here.
As a cactus, you're as charming as an eel. Mr.
It was ugly as a cat. Oh my God.
Charming as an eel.
Yeah, what if
and
someone...
all of those things are kind of different in appearance. And eels aren't charming because if they
precisely.
light you up, they light you up.
Precisely.
Wow. Very
Precisely.
abrasive.
So what's the next one?
Number 3, Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yes.
So Frank Lossier's 1944 hit, Baby It's Cold Outside, never mentions the holiday at all and was originally written by him to sing with his wife during their housewarming party in New York City when the couple gently wanted to tell guests it was time to leave.
Yeah. And then once again, you see the winter. You see the common theme. It's cold and it's winter.
It's cold, so go outside. Wow. They're rough.
That's it. CeeLo again with Christina Aguilera.
Baby, it's
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty
Wow.
fun. Mhm.
So the song, you see, we sing these all merry and jingle and not knowing it's basically chasing people out of their house.
But you know, there was a little, well, not controversy. There was a little to-do a few years ago. Well, I think it was about 2 years ago, where John Legend said he was going to stop singing it because he thinks it's a date rape song. It's a song that glorifies date rape.
Oh gosh.
Because you know, there's a line, it says, "What's in this drink?" Ooh, what's in this drink?
Oh no, I
Implying,
never
yeah.
see. Now that you're saying these things, I have to listen to these songs more in depth
Yeah,
because I
but-
never listened to them like that. I just bop with them, sometimes not even knowing the words, as they say. People of our race never know the words of the song. We just hum when we forget.
And then there's "Let It Snow." Let
Yeah,
it snow,
Let It Snow. So originally recorded by Vaughn Monroe and his orchestra, Let It Snow became a hit by Christmas of 1945, topping the Billboard bestsellers music chart for 5 weeks. But it was originally inspired by a California heat wave.
Oh my God! Imagine it being so hot. Imagine it being so hot. You're
so
saying,
he's begging for snow.
"Yeah, let it snow, let it snow." Wow, that's crazy.
This is rough to find out the real meaning of these songs.
That's pretty funny.
Wow. So written by lyricist Sammy Cahn and composer Jane Stein, Let It Snow during a particular hot season in Hollywood, California, as the writers desperately long for cooler weather. Though Christmas is never mentioned in the lyrics of Let It Snow, it remained a holiday staple for nearly a century because we associate snow with Christmas.
That's probably the most interesting one.
Wow.
The one that's not even about being happening during winter.
Yeah,
You know?
they just want.
Imagine it being
better
so hot
weather.
that you actually wish it would snow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And snow is not the best. We know sometimes they complain.
I know.
For those that snow.
Frosty the
Wow.
Snowman, number 5.
Wow. Written by Walter Rollins and Steve Nelson in 1950, Frosty the Snowman was first recorded by Gene Autry and Cass County Boys in 1950, and later by Jimmy Durant.
Yeah.
Both went to number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. Nat King Cole also took his rendition to number 9 that same year. In 1963, the Ronettes released their glorious version of the holiday classic, but Frosty the Snowman wasn't an intentional Christmas song. The song is more of a fairy tale following a group of children who go on a series of adventures down the village square after bringing a snowman to life with a magical hat.
Okay, probably. This is
Wow.
definitely January, February, March stuff.
Wow, so he's never Frost, but I guess it all goes with Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, my unofficial 6th song is My Favorite Things, I think. Because technically it's not a Christmas song.
My favorite.
But it
These
gets
are a few of my favorite things.
I think it gets lumped in
Wasn't that
because
in the Sound
of
of Music?
Exactly, it's a Sound of Music. It's not really a Christmas
Yeah.
song, but it gets Christmas love.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And I see there's a next thing here about Mariah Carey, right?
Yeah, we gotta
How
talk
much
about that
money
one.
does she make when the Christmas song comes out? She makes billions of dollars, 2.5 or million, 2.5 to $3 million every year.
Can you imagine that?
Oh.
So you could have just recorded that one song and you live off that song.
Because see, people even made her meme like it's Thanksgiving time and she's peeping from behind the tree, and then when she sees them looking, she pulls back like
And you
it's
know
not
what?
your time yet.
And I told her what she did a few weeks ago when the song was launched for the season. She was in a block of ice and she had them cut her out.
Not a real block.
Yeah, a real block of ice. Seriously.
I gotta go look for that.
Yeah.
Bless her soul.
Yeah.
She must have been insulated with plenty of heat.
So, the song was recorded originally in 1994, and ever since, it's gone on to become probably one of the biggest Christmas songs. And it soars to the top of the charts every Christmas. This is crazy.
But is that an original of hers?
Yeah,
hers
it's
was
hers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought somebody else sang it, and she just did a nice remake that continues to live on.
But what she did, she basically did a kind of, I hate saying paint by numbers because it sounds like I'm throwing shade, but she basically tried to recreate the kind of feel good Christmas spirit in a Christmas song that we all grew up with, those songs that we used to hear like Otis Redding and that kind of stuff. And she did the Motown Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
And she basically did a pretty good job, which is why
An excellent job.
I
That's
think-
why it continues to reign.
I think the song, she actually did a version of it with Justin Bieber on his Christmas album.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'm not as deep as I think I am into music. I just stay on the surface.
Well, I guess it's what I live for, so it's different.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's 10 o'clock, and this was fun. So I have to wait until I'm gonna put myself in suspended animation until Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Yeah. As I said, I started the Christmas month on the last day of November. So make today great again. Remember, dirty water does not stop plants from growing, so do not let the negative words of others stop you from progressing today and always. We hope you enjoyed our island tea this morning. We had lemongrass tea today, and I guess Jamsa Azard and Mishi will do it tomorrow. What did you have? Coffee again?
No, black tea with
sugar.
No, black tea, moringa, some ginger. I pounded some ginger in it, and some mint.
You
Spanish.
see, you
My
make
wife
the
said
be-
it's Spanish mint, I think. Yeah.
Okay, well, you need to
Yeah.
bring some of that tea next time, okay?
Mhm.
All right.
Absolutely. Not. No,
Oh,
I'm kidding.
that's
I'm
not
kidding.
good.
I'm kidding. Okay. This was fun.
It certainly was.
Okay, so see you on Tuesday.
Yeah, see you guys
tomorrow.
next week.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow.
Hey,
Tomorrow's Mishi.
you can also send comments, and we can read your comments.
No.
Or questions.
But sometimes I'm so busy that I don't have time, but I'll be watching you guys. But I'll send something, man.
And it would be nice if sometime next month you can actually come in sometime. So
Oh.
it would be the 4 of us. That would be nice.
Boy. I'll make
Sounds
the
like
time.
a good idea.
Boy, I'm thinking about our opinions.
Opinions?
Yeah.
But that's what makes it good.
All right. All right.
I mean, where would movies be if there wasn't conflict and
critics?
disagreement
Okay, fine.
and tension, right?
On that note, have a great day, Jamster.
Tension can be good.
It can.
Friction, it can be good. Yeah.
It should be nice. It should be nice.
It should be nice. I mean, come on. It's not like we're like two Jews and two Muslims or anything like that.
We all have different identities and a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I think we're all tolerant enough that we can
very tolerant.
agree to disagree on certain things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.
Indeed, you too.
Okay, see ya. That's going to do it for Island Tea, folks.